Hey folks, welcome. I hope the camera is going to work because I've gone back to my original camera and backed away from the iPad because the iPad sound quality is not so good. Anyway, thanks for joining me folks. It's the 22nd of April 2025. Now in a recent clip, you remember I showed you this and I said, I asked the question if you knew what it was, and correctly a number of people did identify what it was. It is what is commonly known in England as a salt pig. A salt pig. And it's basically for keeping salt on the countertop close to the stove, and you have like a wooden spoon and you cook using that salt. So there it is, a salt pig. Well done for all those people who recognise it. What am I going to do? I have an idea that what I wanted to do was what I want to do is make a tank. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not. It's a bit of a, flying by the seat of my pants a bit here. But I want to make a tankard, you see, that's got that design on the outside of the tankard. So that's what I'm going to do. Now that's a paddled and expanded form. I'm just going to feel my way, see what I can do by trying to make a tankard to that same design. So here goes. Here we are. It's 15 ounces of clay. It's a sort of sunny day. A lot of clouds up there, but some sunshine breaking through. And good to be back on the wheel, of course. So what I'm going to do, I just got to sort of feel my way here. Good to be back on the treadle wheel. Yeah, I was just on that electric wheel over there the other day doing a little test on it. It's a good little wheel actually. So my paddle is this, which you've seen before, which I'm going to wet. Remember, always wet your paddles before you use them, so that they are thoroughly saturated. So just get that ready there. The trouble is, you see, once you've done the paddle form, you can't touch the outside of the pot. So I've got to sort of figure out a way to. I'm going to have to actually get most of the height. It might result in the paddle form being a bit thin in the wall. That's the problem. Okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, I mean. You have to try something new, don't you, once in a while? Try something new. Yeah, so these are 15 ounces and they're thrown normally. This is probably going to be a bit different, this one. But they're usually thrown 5 3/4 inches. Yeah, these ones will be different because for what I'm going to do, Remember, when you do a paddled form, you need to leave the wall thickness a little thicker than you would normally, so that when you expand the form, you've got enough clay there in the wall, you see, because as you expand it, the wall thickness is going to get thinner and thinner and thinner, isn't it? Yep. Another thought, and that is when you're going to do a paddle form, you want to put, in this case, this design on the form, on the part. You don't want other competing lines or on the side of the pot, so it's a good idea to use your throwing stick or whatever you use to smooth the wall, you know, when you want to smooth it a bit. So that's what I've done. My paddle is here, I have it wet. I'm going to take my hand, place it on the inside, and then I'm going to start smacking. Okay, let's bring the camera down here to see this, because we're going to have to, it's not done yet. Oh no, oh no. Alright, so there you see it, you see. Now the top bit is left, well, that was just coincidental because the width of the paddle, so the bit at the top is not paddled. It's the lower section. Okay, so, and also you will notice that the top of the pot is a little bit out of round. Don't worry about that, that's normal when you're doing a paddle form. Okay, let's get that back on there. Let's bring it in a touch, the camera. Yeah, bit of wind here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to correct the top of the pot, which is out of round. I'm just going to carefully just get that right. Because what I've got to do now is I've got to go down the bottom of the pot and slowly expand the form. I have to be careful that the top of the pot doesn't open out, you see, widen as well. So you have to widen the lower section here, but keep the top here in. Simon, you're talking riddles. I know. Okay, so I'm going to go down the bottom here. Right into the corner, I'm going to feel the corner, now I'm going to begin to pull that up. See, this finger here is keeping the top in. You've got to do that. Always when you're doing the paddling, you know, you have to know after you paddle, you're doing the expansion, you need to know when to stop, you know, the expansion, because especially if you have a paddle like this, which is a little bit of a deep cut pattern, that can kind of be a first place where if there's going to be a failure in the side of the pot, in the wall of the pot, that's where it's going to be, where there's a deep impression, you know. So right now I'm tidying it at the base, taking care not to interfere with the design, giving it an undercut which we will need for finishing off for the fettling process afterwards. Okay, let's just bring the camera in for a bit of quick detail. We know you like the detail. It's all the details. So, I don't know if you can see what I've done. So there you have the sideways profile. It's a little different than my usual one. Well, inevitably it's going to be a little different. But, and notice the undercut at the base, to make it easy to thumb off. So there you have it. I think that's not too bad. Let me just, of course, now I'm thinking I've got to get this off the wheel with the pattern on the outside. I have to be careful not to smudge it when I lift. Well, I don't know, we'll see about that. Let me just see if, let me just give it a, let me leather the guy. Just got to look and see and ask myself, am I satisfied with the form, you know? It's slightly different than what I'm used to, so I've got to sort of mentally process it. Thinking it's telling me, the pot's telling me something, and that is it needs to have a couple of lines here just at the top. Sometimes, you know, when you're doing a design on a pot and you're going from one part of the pot to another, there's like a transition, maybe a curvature transition, and sometimes that calls for something to join the two parts of the pot together, if you understand me, so it's cohesive, the pot. And sometimes by putting a couple of lines, that can do it. And I'm just going to try and see. I'm just going to use my throwing stick here, and I'm just going to see what this does. I'll make it so I can remove them if I don't like it, you see. It's all, yeah. I think that I may just have to live with it a little bit and see it's got those lines I just put there. Tell me what you think. Whoa, Simon, I don't know. Anyway, look, hey, be adventurous, do something different. And make yourself a paddle of some kind. You can use many things to paddle. Let me see. Yeah, somebody gave me, this is a kind of a top of, I'll just show you this for an example. somebody gave me this. It's a part of a, I think it's like an incense box top or something. And I looked at it and I thought, they asked me if I wanted it, and I said, well, yeah, maybe I'll take it. Yeah, maybe I could do something with it. Well, I did. I made this, you see, utilizing, this is a tea bowl. It's not yet finished, but it's another example of a paddle form using that particular incense. This is raw glaze. It's not yet finished, waiting to be fired. But you get the idea. All right, be creative, be inventive. Don't buy ready-made. Make stuff yourself. Don't buy all this generic ready-made stuff, whatever you do, because it's all generic, and there's 529 other people who've got exactly the same thing that they're impressing into their pots. So it makes you look not very original, does it? Anyway, come and join us on a workshop here, Millheim, Pennsylvania. Go to my website, simonleachpottery.com. There are workshop dates there. Come and join us on a workshop. Hey, until then, keep practicing. I'll see you. Keep practicing. Never stop. All right, see you guys.